The Heir's Reckoning, Part 1, The Awakening. Sophia Chen's eyes snapped open to the sound of champagne glasses clinking downstairs. Her heart hammered against her ribcage as she stared at the familiar cream ceiling of her childhood bedroom in the Chen family estate. The morning light filtered through silk curtains she hadn't seen in 5 years. 5 years since this room had been hers. 5 years since. No, that was impossible. She bolted upright, her hands trembling as they touched the smooth silk of her nightgown. Her fingers flew to her throat, searching for the wound that should be there. The memory was so vivid she could still feel the cold steel of the letter opener piercing her skin, could still see Marcus' face twisted in something between regret and triumph as he watched her bleed out on the marble floor of their honeymoon suite. "This is for the company, Sophia. You understand, don't you? It was never personal." Those had been his last words to her. Her husband of 6 hours, the man she'd trusted with everything. A knock on the door made her flinch. "Miss Sophia." The voice belonged to Marie, her former personal attendant. Former, because Marie had retired 3 years ago in the timeline Sophia remembered. "Your mother says the stylists are here for your hair and makeup. The wedding is at 2 o'clock. "The wedding?" Sophia's breath caught in her throat. She grabbed her phone from the nightstand with shaking hands. The date glared back at her, June the 15th, 2024. Her wedding day, the day that had begun with joy and ended with her murder. She had gone back. Somehow, impossibly, she had been given a second chance. "Miss Sophia," Marie called again, concern creeping into her voice. "I'll be right there," Sophia managed, her voice surprisingly steady despite the chaos in her mind. She stumbled to the bathroom and gripped the marble sink, forcing herself to look in the mirror. The face staring back at her was younger, smoother, 28 instead of 33. No stress lines around her eyes from the brutal corporate battles she'd fought. No hardness in her expression from betrayal after betrayal. She looked like the naive girl she'd been, the fool who'd believed in love, who'd trusted Marcus Sterling when he'd swept into her life with his charming smile and declarations of devotion, who'd been so blind she hadn't seen the conspiracy forming around her. Marcus hadn't worked alone. That much she'd learned in those final agonizing moments before darkness claimed her. Her cousin James had been there too, standing in the shadows of the suite. And Victoria Zhao, her former best friend and the company's CFO, had been the one to hand Marcus the letter opener. The board voted, Victoria had said coldly, examining her manicured nails while Sophia bled. "You were too soft, Sophia, too idealistic. Chen Industries needs ruthless leadership, not your bleeding heart charity projects and ethical guidelines. Marcus will make a much better CEO once he inherits everything as your widower." They had planned it all so perfectly. The wedding that united the Chen and Sterling families, two of the most powerful corporate dynasties in Asia. The honeymoon in the Maldives, far from prying eyes. The tragic accident that would be reported, the young bride who'd had too much champagne and fallen from the balcony. No one would have questioned it. No one would have suspected murder. Except now Sophia knew. She knew everything. A smile curved her lips, cold and sharp as the blade that had killed her. They thought they'd won. They thought they'd buried her ambition and her company along with her body. But dead women told no tales. And living women who remembered their own deaths, they were far more dangerous than anyone could imagine. Sophia straightened her spine and lifted her chin. In her previous life, she'd spent the morning of her wedding in blissful ignorance, giggling with Victoria as they got ready, dreaming about her future with Marcus. She'd been so happy she'd barely noticed the nervous glances her father kept shooting her, or the way her mother seemed to be fighting back tears. They had known something was wrong. They'd tried to warn her in their own way, but she'd been too love-drunk to listen. Not this time. This time, she would play a different game entirely. She showered quickly and wrapped herself in a silk robe before opening the door. Marie stood waiting with a gentle smile, the same woman who'd helped raise Sophia from childhood. "You look pale, dear," Marie said, studying her face. "Wedding day jitters." "Something like that," Sophia murmured. "Marie, can I ask you something?" "Of course. Do you trust Marcus Sterling?" Mary's smile faltered for just a fraction of a second. It was enough. That's an odd question for your wedding day, Miss Sophia. Humor me. The older woman hesitated, then lowered her voice. I trust that you're a smart woman, who knows her own mind. But if you're asking me personally, she paused. I think that young man is too smooth, too perfect. Men like that always want something. Sophia's chest tightened. Marie had sensed it too. But in her previous life, Sophia had dismissed these gentle warnings as old-fashioned protectiveness. Thank you for your honesty, Sophia said quietly. As Marie led her downstairs to the prepared bridal suite, where the stylists waited, Sophia's mind raced. She couldn't simply call off the wedding. That would tip her hand too early. Marcus and his co-conspirators would simply adjust their plans, find another opportunity, another method. No, she needed to be smarter than that. She needed to let them think they'd won while she systematically destroyed them from the inside. The bridal suite was a flurry of activity. Stylists, makeup artists, photographers. And there, perched on the cream sofa in a bridesmaid dress of dusty rose, sat Victoria Zhao with a glass of champagne already in hand. There's the bride, Victoria exclaimed, rushing over to embrace her. I was beginning to think you'd run away. Sophia returned the hug, breathing in Victoria's expensive perfume. The same scent that had clung to the hotel suite, where Sophia had died. She'd smelled it as her vision faded, a final cruel reminder that her best friend had watched her murder without flinching. Never, Sophia said, pulling back with a brilliant smile. This is the happiest day of my life. Victoria's eyes flickered with something Sophia couldn't quite read. Satisfaction, guilt, it didn't matter. I'm so glad you found Marcus, Victoria said, squeezing Sophia's hands. He's perfect for you. And the merger of Chen Industries and Sterling Corp. It's going to change everything. It certainly will, Sophia agreed, her smile never wavering. As the stylists descended on her, transforming her into the perfect bride, Sophia caught her reflection in the mirror. For just a moment, she let the mask slip, let the cold fury show in her eyes. Marcus Sterling wanted to marry her for her company and her inheritance. He wanted to play the devoted husband right up until the moment he slid that blade across her throat. Fine, she'd give him the wedding of his dreams. And then she'd give him the nightmare he deserved. Because Sophia Chen had died once already, she had nothing left to fear and everything to gain. The game had begun, and this time, she was playing to win.